Hello, welcome to another episode of Gotta Start Somewhere. Today we are going to discuss how I flopped my 2026 Grand Challenge 5, unfortunately. I ended up cutting it short because I didn't feel like I was in the game enough. I wasn't feeling confident after having quite a few losses and brought down up to a point where I thought that I wouldn't be able to make a meaningful result out of it. It was also on the last day in the Saturday for me, in the middle of the night where I would have to basically stay up all night in order to play. And I thought that my mental health and my physical health of actually getting some sleep would be much more beneficial than to just hold this and play for ridiculous amount of time that I couldn't have done in the middle. I also had trouble figuring out how to play and also when to play with everything in the way. I was quite busy this weekend, so it's hard to play with the kid, and I think it always is. And I give props to everyone who is able to manage both family, work, and content creation, as is always is pretty hard for me to do. So, without further ado, we will get started. But before, I guess, I'm sorry, it will be further ado. If you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, comment. Anything helps out a great ton with my channel, and I am always grateful for everyone who watches my video. So we will get started. It started off pretty nice, I think. One of the first games that I played was with this team, with the Rock Pokemon, Ursh, Incineroar, Farigiraf, Rillaboom, and Iron Hand. So with the Iron Hand and the Rock, Rock is a little bit difficult if it has like Wood Hammer. I've seen some actually quite a few run Power Whip and also Horn Leech always. So Ursaluna is a little bit tricky, but it does have good switch in against possible Ivy Cudgel because my Ursh can take it and Ursaluna can take it. Among Us can maybe take it, but that's about it, right? Against Urshifu, I think I always bring P2. Incineroar, probably brought Ursh. Farigiraf, probably brought Incin. So maybe that's probably the four that I brought in here. Oh no, I brought a Mungus instead of Urshifu. Thinking about it, maybe I just thought that I had enough coverage with the Ursaluna against the Incineroar and wanted to just bring a Mungus for a potential fight against the rest of it, except it does pretty poorly against the Incineroar and Farigiraf, which I might switch to Urshifu if I was to think about it, because since I'm not really gonna plan on going on the Trick Room route. So Incin P2, I really started to like this lead a lot over going Incin Ursa. I mean P2 Ursa. Yes, it does protect, but when there is an enemy or Shifu, it actually has pretty bad matchup against it. So to be safe, I like bringing Incineroar in front of Urshifu so I could fake it out. But in retrospect, because there is a Farigiraf, maybe there is whatever that needs to be done is that I probably cannot run fake out, so I will bring P2 Ursa and then have a Mungus in the back so I could switch the Ursaluna into the Amoonguss if the enemy does decide to Surging Strikes that, and then I just Flying Terra and kill the Urshifu, or at least bring it down to Sash. So Farigiraf special attack is nice. What do do I end up doing? I end up switching out the P2. Do I? Do I actually? I guess I can't really hit neither the Farigiraf or the Incineroar. And maybe I would think that the Fake Out is coming my way. Because Ice Beam into Farigiraf doesn't really do that much damage. Yeah, so I swap into Ursa and probably knock off the Farigiraf. So it really depends on where the Fake Out is going. Wow, the video is so much better compared to how my video was in the beginning, where I didn't have the correct OBS setting. And oh yeah, and I also wanted to get the throw spray out. What is this? Switch all changes to its attack and special attack. Oh, with the target. Okay, so it has it's gonna. Oh my god. Yeah. So my Ursaluna is actually pretty bad. I think it might return to normal once the Ursaluna comes out, but with the flame orb that is gone, my Ursaluna is pretty crippled at the moment. So Facade won't do much. Headlong Rush will do some. I might decide to sack Ursaluna here. Right, with the Headlong Rush. And then you turn Farigiraf so I can switch out the Incineroar into something better. Okay, but he ends up switching out the Farigiraf and probably Urshifu, yeah. So this is a water, so U-turn actually makes sense because I don't want to stay in front of the enemy Urshifu. Probably switch out to P2. Yeah, this was a couple days ago, so I have no idea what I did, but I feel like I would have made the same play as I am making right now. Hello Rush doesn't kill. Probably proc Citrus Berry if it has Citrus Berry. Nope, parting shot into Ursaluna. I mean, it never really had much going on anyway. Farigiraf comes out again. Switch out the Amoonguss, right, for the Surging. And then Flying Terra Blast on the Urshifu. Actually, having the U-turn is very nice because it doesn't have the sash that it may potentially have, which is pretty good. I was really feeling the Rocky Helmet on the Amoonguss rather than the I think it ends up being Water Terra, yeah. Amoonguss rather than the Mental Herb, because I really didn't feel like there was a lot of taunts in here, and no one really prepped for Amoonguss, and I also really didn't have much use against the Amoonguss anyway. So I'm gonna switch out. It's a pretty animation. I'm so glad that I can see it in the full effect. I really, well, now if the champion comes out, I can always play this in a better graphic, but I don't think Terra Sterilization will be there the first go. Alright, Terra Blast into that. Doesn't kill. Still a lot of strong damage. I don't know why he Trick Room. He does have Aqua Jet, but now I'm faster. And yeah, Spore the Farigiraf, because the Mungus will be the slowest. And then I recover because they don't really threaten that much damage against my team. Recover. Because I can always Sludge Bomb. What does he end up doing? He ends up... Did he detect? Oh yeah, he detected. Okay, yeah, so it worked out better. That way, I think it was just sheer luck. I think I Sludge Bomb. I think I try to see what comes out in the back. If it is Rillaboom or Rock Pond. So I just Sludge Bomb there. Oh, that was a mistake. I would Sludge Bomb left and then Terra Blast right. in this instance, because whatever that they have, if it's not Iron Hands, Sludge Bomb becomes much more effective against it rather than Terra Blasting. Because Sludge Bomb probably doesn't kill. Maybe I thought Farigiraf just wasn't an enough threat. We'll end up, being able to kill the instant here, which is nice. But now Farigiraf reverses the Trick Room. With the Amoonguss out, or Shifu's out, or Shifu, like I said, doesn't really do much. So I think our Rage Powder, to protect it, and then, because I am the slower. It might have killed the Amoonguss. U-turn and Psychic kills. Iron Hands is pretty slow, but I think I am still faster. Spore on the Iron Hands, and then Terra Blast on the Farigiraf. Not on Farigiraf? Oh, on Iron Hands, okay. Wow, only does half. Oh yeah, because it has electric typing. Psychic Noise kills, or so. This comes out. And then I'll probably just knock off into Farigiraf. Alright, U-turn. I don't know why I did that. Damn, he did wake up way too fast. Terra Blast kills Iron Hand. Psychic Noise, but I'm able to kill it with the... Oh no. Still faster. Yep, Farigiraf dies, and then it kills the Urshifu, because it can't really attack 2 slots at the same time. And it dies that way. So the first game was a win, that is fine. But it really does take a downhill from here. So the next enemy is with our Chalodon, Tornadus, Incineroar, Landorus, Fluttermane, and Urshifu. I feel like this team really does not do that well against Landorus. P2, yeah, sure, that's fine. But if I cannot leverage P2 in some way, it does pretty bad. I brought the same 4. If there's any consideration to bring someone else, maybe I should have brought Ursh instead, because fighting our Chalodon was a pretty big task. Yeah, so I brought it like that. Urshifu, Lando, so maybe now I think that P2 lead would have been better, because Incineroar is gonna fake out into there. Yeah, so I switched out to P2. Fluttermane comes out. Booster speed. Frequent Storm. Knock off. No more Cover Cloak. I think he may have Taunt here. Yeah, it has Taunt here. So if anything, Mental Hurt should be on P2 if it wasn't locked into needing Eviolite. So Taunt into Mungus never really came into play because it's not really going to go in front of Tornadus, just die. So Rocky Helmet would have been much better in all of the matchups that I've been playing. Mental Health never propped, whereas Rocky Helmet would have propped us a couple times, and I would be able to more offensively switch into like Among Us, Rockapon, make it break sturdy and everything like that. Would have definitely helped out. Fairy Terra, I think I knocked off there. And then Flare Blitz into, Flare Blitz does decent damage. Do I also Ice Beam? Yeah, Torn does die. Instinct comes out. Maybe I should have. Oh, because a fake out is possibility, right? P2 comes back. I think I might have decided to sack. Moonblast. Flame Orb. That's a little difficult to fight. Might have protect. Yeah, see, there was really no point in doing all that. Protected. Icy Wind makes it slower. Parting Shot. Burn damage. Do I Aqua Jet? No. I bring in the Ensign. Protect. It dies. Yeah, and I think it hurts to talk about this this tournament in general because I feel like I just done so bad. Like I don't. There are meaningless switches that I made. I'm also kind of too used to playing on Showdown, so playing on cartridge hurt me, I think, as well. Just like having a different format kind of messes with your thinking in just a little bit. So that is also something that I have to be mindful of going in. But I'm pretty sure. Uh, I'm pretty sure it will come with practice. Aqua Jet into there does take out, which is nice. Oh yeah, this is okay. I remember what happened here. So I finally brought it down. So sometimes I went faster, sometimes he went faster. So I tried to bring it down to at least be able to get a 50-50. Yeah, fake out. Surging on P2 dies. Incineroar comes out, so it's -1. I think, yeah, and then I surging there, which is nice. So I got up to there, right? And then in here, I decided to actually close combat. And I think that -1 brought me down in a really bad slot. I should have just surging here. Right? Because that defense fell. But then if I surging, and it does little less damage, but I could have still it, not even that much less damage. I could have surging Aqua Jet and probably for the kill. But instead of that, I did close combat, so now it brought down too much. If I didn't close combat turn 1, I would have had a little bit more left, and then I wouldn't have to be down to a Aqua Jet 50-50. So we both hit Aqua Jet, but if I had a little bit more health because I didn't close combat that turn and just surging, I would have been it would been much easier, much safer for me to Aqua Jet, and then he goes faster now, and then I do die because of that. So that's how I lost the second game. Yeah, sure. At the end, it went down to a 50-50, but there was definitely a way around this 50-50 that I did not need to take, which is unfortunate. Next game I think is here. I don't think I ended up being able to put in any sound for the recording because my but because I did that, let me just take a sec. I don't end up speaking, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, so I kind of started to throw around this time. It is going to be enemy have Fluttermane, Incineroar, Wellspring, Among Us, Heatran, and Landorus. So who did I decide to bring? Okay, yeah. So I decided to bring these four. I being in GC is really difficult to cover for every matchup. Um, with P2 Ursa. If I had played balanced, I would have been able to, bring out the the Urshifu against them, which I still had, and Rillaboom against the Wellspring. Uh, but maybe not because it has a lot of fire type. But Urshifu probably Fire Ogerpon. I guess it would be a pretty difficult matchup because I would bring the Fire Ogerpon, but it does have Wellspring. It does also have Heatran in the back, which is a little bit worse into my matchup. But I guess this is a pretty solid team in general. I didn't know what to do against the Heatran. Against the Heatran. So, it's probably what happened. So this game, will I have brought any other lead against it? I brought her Shifu because that covers for Lando, covers for Heatran, covers for Incineroar. Maybe a Mungus in the back would have been okay. So it covers for these three. And then I should have brought in. Well, I brought Tornadus as a instant and also Wellspring counter. But I realized that this team is very weak against Water Terra Wellspring. Because I don't have anything that can hit. I don't have no grass moves, no electric moves. And it also has pretty good special defense. A lot of my damage comes from P2. Or Saluna could facade into it, but if it doesn't kill, if I cannot kill Wellspring, it will die to Ivy Cudgel, will die to not Hornleech. I think it's a little bit stronger than that, but if it is 1-on-1 and a facade and Hornleech, he's just gonna bring it all back up. Tornadus, so weak the Bleak Wind Storm. If it's not weak to it anymore, it doesn't do any more damage. Among Us, sure, if it water terras, then I think Among Us is like the only safe option because I could leverage it with the Sludge Bomb if it doesn't terra, and if it does terra, I could spore it. So maybe that's the only one that is pretty strong against the Wellspring, and I have nothing to cover for it. And I did not realize that until probably now. I think I faced out Wellspring a couple times at the end, but I never actually realized that and do it that way. And bringing in the Among Us is a little bit scary in this matchup because it has a lot of things that can hit it. It has Heatran that can hit it. It has, enemy Among Us if I decide to Terra. If it has, Incineroar. I think it was a Water Terra Among Us. But all in all, I probably should have brought Among Us. I probably should have Terra the Among Us. Um, Leading the Among Us was also probably an option. And go like P2 Among Us, set up Tail Room right away. And then just hope that they don't have the Among Us. Or I could Ice Beam the Among Us out of the way. The enemy Among Us, I mean. So maybe like a P2 Among Us and then Incineroar and Ursa Luna for added damage. Because but there are like two things that I cannot hit with Facade, which is a little bit bad. Maybe I bring P2 Among Us, Incineroar, or Shifu and just completely drop the Ursaluna. That is probably an option too, but definitely would have brought different leads. I didn't have that much experience going into this. I've only had like 20, 30 matches against it, which is definitely not enough of a practice. Well, so I'm gonna go over what I'm gonna do from now on at the end of this video. If anyone, is there until if you guys are here until now, I really appreciate it. Protect. Ooh, I think I wanted to just set up Tailwind. Right? Sorry, I missed what I did. I hate that guy. But I got a Flutter Mane in card trade. Someone was nice enough to trade it to me. So dip out the Flutter Mane, which I don't know why. Oh, because they want to bring the Among Us, which I also don't know why. Protected against the fake out. Covert Cloak prevents me from being faked out. And I am probably able to set up Tailwind. And then in the right mind, I would Bleak Windstorm and watch out for the Rage Powder. So I do Close Combat. So here's another thing. I thought Rage Powder was +1 priority, but it ends up being +2, and it completely negates what I was going to do. So, and then Prankster only makes it +1, so that's a big mistake on my part. I thought I would be able to taunt the Among Us with the Prankster, make sure that the Rage Powder doesn't go off, and then I'm able to kill it with the Surging Strikes. Instead, what I should have done, just taunt, and then I could have detected, I just let the Rage Powder go off, and then now I take unnecessary damage for no reason with the Rocky Helmet. Hence, yes, Rocky Helmet is very nice. Parting shots out. I could have, also decided to Bleak Wind Storm. In close combat, the Among Us probably kills. Right? Let's do a quick count. Let me turn on. Oh, no. The music is coming from the other one. Okay, let's do a quick calc because what else? Sorry, it should be. Mm, 252 adamant. This probably bold. Probably let's just use one of my Among Us. Oh no, sorry, it's not a team building. Tail room. My paste. Well, Joseph Udgarte's paste. So 236, 156. 156. Yeah. 156. So that brings it down to to 30, 27%, 27%. God, you are strong. Oh my god, I hate you. Right, because it doesn't crit. Probably also -1. Oh yeah, I will also -1. Okay, 20%. And Bleak Wind Storm, and it's also not very special attacked up. So 2400, 2400 does about. Oh no! It's pretty weak special. Might have killed. Would have killed. Probably killed. That sucks. I did really make the wrong call because I didn't know how the speed priority works. That does suck. I made the wrong call because I didn't know the speed priority. Yes, I am relatively new to the game, but it is something that I should definitely learn what to do. Like, I know extreme speed is +2, right? Extreme speed, yep. It got buffed to +2. However, if I were to Aquajet, I think Aquajet is +1. Yeah, it's +1. Prankster's +1. Rage Powder's +2 for some odd freaking reason. But Follow Me is +2. Okay, so Follow Me is +2. So it can follow me the Aquajet, but probably not the extreme speed, because who will follow me? Like Indeedee will follow me to get the extreme speed off. Wellspring is probably faster than the Dragonite, so that's okay unless it got off like a couple of scale shots. That's that, like upper hand is something to watch out for. It's +3, so it can't really use. It can't be used against protects. What is it? After you? What is after you? Forces the target to attack first in the next turn. It can be targeted by opponent, or what is after you? User has a target and makes it use this move right after the user. I don't know how after you actually works. Sorry, it's a little bit tangent. Former mechanics warrior. Pokemon after you. Follow Me redirects after you. You effectively use after you on Overpawn. Okay. So the move fails. Okay. I see. Overpawn, you follow me. That's a little bit. Okay. The target will move next on the current turn, ignoring priority. After you bypass this accuracy check, it will always hit, unless target is in semi-vulnerable turn of a music. Okay. After you fails if the order remains the same using after you. After you no longer fails if the turn order remains the same using after you. Okay, so technically I need to be fast to use the after you. Doesn't have any priority. So it instead goes first to kill. Alright, interesting. Alright, that's something to learn. So like a fast Lilligant can after you, but then if anyone has priority, I don't know why. Maybe it used follow me, and then it used after you onto Ogre and it fails. That's probably how it happened. Not at all how he said that it would. Okay. Alright. As always, pains me to watch this match. Ogre comes out, comes Wellspring, and Bleak Windstorm on the Wellspring, and then I think I close. Oh, Protect. Okay. withdrew the Among Us. Incineroar comes out. Yeah, because I cannot dare hit Surging Strikes into that slot, right? And then he Water Terra here, and then after the Water Terra, it kind of just is over. Oh, it has Storm Drain. Oh, Water Absorb, not Storm Drain. So yeah, and then Ivy into Torn probably kills. See, it does like no damage because it is +1 special attack. It is also not resisted anymore. So if it, if it doesn't take, so probably take here, 1.5 maybe here, and then twice as much, and it does less than half still, no matter what. It's a very bulky overpawn. I don't really know what to do against this. Like I said, I should have brought in the Among Us. Yep, Cudgel. Still doesn't take it out, sure, but what does it do, right? Not much you can do, and probably not much you can do, period. That's why I decided to take out the Torn. So having the Torn may not have been the best idea. Just bring in the Among Us instead. Because it's not a very offensive Tornadus, and a very bulky, not very bulky, as bulky as Tornadus can be, it actually doesn't provide that much offensive support. They taunted, just to get rid of any spiky shields, any follow me's. Horn Leech goes in. I don't think I win this game. Fluttermane comes out. Tailwind, Moonblast into P2 does a lot of damage. Cudgel also dies, and that can't really do much after. Like, Tornadus is not doing anything. And Facade also not doing much. See, this is why I cannot really fight against the Overpawn. I really needed the Among Us. And it was before the burn too, so I don't know why I did that. I think I kind of gave up at this point. So I lose that one. I think I lose. This is the same team, minus they don't have the Torn. Instead, they chose the Fluttermane, I guess. In the mirror, kind of just picked a safe pick against this. What do I end up doing, right? These four. Sure. I needed something to fight against the Fluttermane. Maybe there is a world where I would bring the Urshifu to fight against the enemy Ursaluna and the Incineroar. And also P2 to some degree, but Flying Terra P2 is just so safe in this matchup, I think, unless I decide to whittle it down. But that's what it is. So yeah, Urshifu, Fluttermane, brought Incin. So I think I fake out here, and then I Flying Terra Blast. Oh no. When didn't I Flying Terra Blast? Okay, maybe that's... Fake out, and then probably Moonblast into... Yep. Among Us. That's fine. Sludge Bomb Flutter should have just Sludge Bomb Flutter and Flare Blitz Flutter. Just kill it. Here. Oh no, because of Surging Strikes I want to switch out. Could have Rage Powder, Flare Blitz Flutter. Why didn't I do that? Yeah, but it's so much better if I just Rage Powder and then Flare Blitz the Flutter. I would have been able to kill the Among Us that way. P2 comes out. Oh, now the Ice Beam, it really threatens the Among Us. I think I played it too switchy when I could have been a little bit more offensive. I actually made the right call. So it does not feel very great. So I think I end up losing this game. I end up losing like 3 games in a row. Right? Just want to make sure that I actually lose. Do I end up winning? No, I end up losing. Yep, I end up losing. There are a couple more mistakes that I made along the way, but I kind of go on a losing streak, and then I play off recording outside, and then I somehow win, and then I play a couple more, and then I keep losing. Sinistra. So I wouldn't bore you too much of my losing streaks. Unfortunately, there are a couple ones that I end up winning, but Sinistra and also Raging Bull becomes quite the problem. All in all, I end up probably going somewhere in the line of, oh yeah, I just like I gave up at this point. Steel Terra, Galarian Articuno. I lost to that. Yeah, play around like 18, 19 games. And then I ended up going on to 1400, and I just, you know what? That's it. It's not worth playing anymore. Maybe if I stuck to it, sure. Maybe if I had more practice, sure. Maybe if I was smarter, sure. But, you know, it's just all excuses at that point. So with that out of the way, I want to discuss what happens from now. So here becomes 25 games, right? And that's where I ended up. I end up going into 1258, where I used to be in the 1400s. I know I can do that. I know I can push fast, push more. But I keep switching the team. I keep doing things where I am not comfortable. Well, not even comfortable. It's not really about comfort. That's the problem. It's about like sticking to it and just like switching around willy-nilly. Yeah, sure, team building is nice for content and everything, but sometimes you just gotta buckle down and get better at the game. So that is what I plan to do. So I made a new Google Sheet. It's called Raging Bull Balance. Um, as anyone would know, Paul Chua, Mr. Paul Chua, won EOIC with Raging Bull Balance. I'm gonna delete this. I might come back to that later, but I don't need all this. So from now, I am debating if I'm going to keep playing Neo 3 or not. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. Like enough for me to like not think much about Pokemon in general and just really focus on that. See, I lost 4, 5, one, then I won 5, right? So I'm learning. I did really bad in the beginning, but I seem to be doing a little bit better. Brought myself up to 1275. Sure, I'm better than before, but I want to hit. I want to be at least not the I don't really mind being the very best. I don't really care about being the very best. But I do want to be good. I want to be able to tell people, be like, hey, at least there is something that I am good at. I'm gonna start with best of three. I mean, sorry, best of one. Get really learn in the matchup. Top 100, sure. 1729. Hopefully more. I was thinking 1700, but that puts me on to 185. So I do want to be a little bit better than top 185 people. So my series, my at least my weekend series from now on is going to be buckling down and learn Raging Bull Balance. See, I will learn balance is the name of this spreadsheet. This is coming from Justin Tang's video. I know that Paul Chua used a different EV spread on his team. However, I do agree with the fact that with everyone, when the facing of the mirror, most people are going to choose the Paul Chua version because it's the one that won the EUIC. And this has meaningful speed upgrade towards that team, well, against that team, uh, to be able to have a decent advantage against it. So this comes in here. He does post his Paul. He does post the Paul Chua. Yeah, got out and they're like 5,000 or something. Sure, I'm bad. It's time to accept that. And I could accept it and run away, or I could accept it and get better. And I'm gonna choose to accept it and get better. At least try to get better. You see how the meaningful speed upgrade comes from the fact that Raging Bolt 76, it doesn't need to be 76, but there's that. Incineroar is faster by a little bit. Our Shiftwood's going to be the same. Ogerpon is probably going to be the same speed tie. Rillaboom, meaningful speed upgrade. Fluttermane, meaningful speed upgrade. So it is going to hit some of the things where it can meaningfully outspeed the mirror. And I'm really going to take that into advantage. And some of the games that I did play does put that in effect. You know, there are actually a lot of teams that I end up fighting, you know, against, you know, this Incineroar I was faster. This Incineroar I think I was still faster, but I ended up losing. This Incineroar I was faster. A lot of the Incineroars that I'm fighting, I have a meaningful speed advantage against it. So from now on, I'm gonna buckle down. Top 100. Let's start with top 500, but let's aim high. Top 100 or Pokemon Champions, right? Whatever that comes out first. I'm gonna buckle down and really learn the game. Really try to put in the practice. You know, go on the ladder, play some games, not be scared. Yes, analyzing the game after the fact does suck. Takes a lot of time, but you know, if I'm in the bathroom or whatever the hell that I'm doing, I am going to buckle down and really try to learn the matchup. And I wish I can. I wish I could, you know, be at a point where I can meaningfully make some difference in the world, show my name out there. Probably not be these like Sea Wolf might I see that name a lot. This might be someone that is within my like Discord community or something, like the Pokemon VGC. But at least put my name out there. Show that I matter is what I want to do. Want to see who's in the best of threes. Okay. It's pretty good. Okay. Rank 21 too. A lot of good best of one players are good best of three players, huh? So I'm gonna put myself out there, get really, really buckle down, learn balance, learn the game, and see how I can get better from there. So with that, let's play a game. Yes, yeah, it is valid. So let's see. Or maybe I just wanted to play a game. Ooh, yeah. Ursaluna. Ogre Pawns, probably Water Ursh. Why would it be? It might be Dark Ursh. Fluttermane probably goes in. Fluttermane. This I could cover Psychic. Maybe Knockoff. Incineroar is something. Torn, Raging Bolt. That. Rillaboom. Do I bring Rillaboom? Rock Pawn. I mean, sorry. Maybe I do want to bring the Urshifu. There's so many things I want to bring in this matchup, right? How do I want to kill the Ursaluna? Maybe Trick Room, so I want priority. So I want Rillaboom, I want Ogre Pawn. I do need Fluttermane. I don't know how I'm going to lead. I don't think I'm going to lead Ogre Pawn. So maybe this is something that I might choose to do. For a Giraffe, Iron Hands. So no fake out. I'm at least faster. Can I taunt? Could switch out to Raging Bolt. No, I don't have taunt. Do I have... Does it have steel? Let's see. Fake out. Moonblast. Doesn't die. Trick Room. That's okay. Maybe it's not okay. Calm Mind. Kind of want to see what he plans to do. So let's stall out a Trick Room turn. Heavy Slam. Yeah. Dazzling Gleam. I want to say I knew that. I could Fairy Terra, Calm Mind here, and then switch out to Ogre Pawn. Take the Heavy Slam, Dazzling Gleam. Oh, but I can't Thunderclap here, right? I'm gonna protect here. Cudgel, Hands. Wild Charge, misses. Cudgel to kill. Alright, now I gotta kill this Giraffe somehow. Ursaluna is faster. I can't protect. Blood Moon is a thing. So I switch out into Rillaboom. And then Spiky Shield. Normal Terra, Helping Hand, Hyper Voice? Hyper Voice, does it kill? Oh wow, it takes out a lot. But that's okay, doesn't have Trick Room anymore. It might protect. Actually, if I was you, I would protect. So let's just try to kill you. Okay, that dies. So it doesn't protect. So Hyper Voice, is it Specs? But now it doesn't have Farigiraf anymore. Or Shifu comes out. It's a dark Shifu. Might detect. So I'm going to play as if he will detect. So Calm Mind. Could Thunder Wave here. Yeah. Yep. Detects. Thunder Wave. Please get fully paralyzed. Nope. Hyper Voice still comes out. Sucker Punch. Gonna Dragon Pulse into Ursaluna. Actually, good combat one more time. And then D-Wave or Shifu. Oh, okay. Missing sucks. Paralyzed, that's good. He just keeps hitting Sucker Punch. If I was you. So protect here. Dragon Pulse into the Urshifu. Does die. Hyper Voice, not that much damage. And now I am able to fish in for the kill with the Thunderclap. And then Moonblast into the Ursaluna. Alright. See, I am learning the game. I am back to 1300. It works, guys. It works. Balance works. So yeah, I know that I always just... maybe. I want to fit in the hour. Why not? It's only been 56 minutes. So let's go over if I had made any mistakes, which I always do. You know, I've learned back when I was playing Hearthstone, a lot of people, or at least a lot of the pros, were saying that Hearthstone is really about how naturally you are good at the game. Even if you make a mistake, you will not be able to recognize such mistake because you're too dumb to even know that it is a mistake to begin with. I do agree to some degree, and sure, I kind of do agree in this game where a lot of the natural talent comes in from recognizing, the meta and everything. But metas, someone figured out the meta for me. Someone won the IC, and I just play it. And in this game, it is a little bit simpler on what you can do because there is no option of not doing something. You always have to do something. In a regular card game, you can choose to not do something, and that may be the answer. You can, because it's conserving resources. But you are the way to conserve resources in this game is switching, which is an active something. So I can be more allowed to find out what I am doing wrong. And if it, let's say I make a mistake, and it is something that a 1300 player like me cannot recognize, but a 1700 player can recognize. Sure, I don't recognize it then, but if I keep playing, I can maybe become a 1400 player, and then I will recognize mistakes that a 1400 player can recognize, and try to fix that. It makes me, incrementally getting better at the game. Sure, I won't be able to, get better in a very fast time. And maybe this Pokemon Presents us coming in 3 days is going to give me a lot of time to get better at Regulation F, or give me a very little time to get better at Regulation F, and then I'll just continue doing the same thing at Champions. Yes, I won't have the passers to help me with that, but at least I will be able to, incrementally get better. I do believe in that. And I want to believe that at the end of the road, if I keep recognizing the other plays, if I keep recognizing what I can do better, keep recognizing, just the things to do with this game, I do believe that eventually anyone can hit that. It just has to be very retrospective, very thoughtful, and very, thinking hard not to make a mistake. Even if you end up doing, at least it is the every time that you put in that makes you a better player. So with that, I know I just hit the hour, but I already pulled this up, so why not? So the enemy brought the Iron Hands, Fur Giraffe, Tornadus. Oh, not didn't bring anything. Or Shifu, or Saluna, and Ogerpon Harfling. This team doesn't have any water, so at first glance you may think maybe it will be the water or Shifu. However, it does seem, and with the fire, grass, water, but with a lot of Trick Room team that runs for Giraffe, it does seem that bringing water or Shifu is a little bit not there. I don't know why it cannot recognize the fact that I am running this Urshifu. Hold on, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Maybe this is the pace that I didn't change. Because if I look at not this, sorry. If I look at the tail room, it recognizes the difference between water and dark, or does everything become water? I think everything just did become water. I think it has trouble recognizing the fact that it is dark or Shifu. Okay, never mind. I'll just deal with it then. I'm sure they'll post something and be like, ooh, we have a new version of 6.3 where the problem with the Urshifu has been fixed. Well, let me just make sure that it is the case though. Like, it is the case now. Let's see. Pocky Academy. If you've been noticed, yeah, I may notice. No, this is from a long time ago. But that's just the icon not working. Passer update. Does it always recognize it being... Okay. Never mind. I wish it tells me where... Let me just let me ask the question. It didn't used to recognize dark and water or Shifu before. It seems to be not doing that now. Alright. So there's that. So it is dark. It's not even like the same Pokemon because you need a new Kufu to make it into a different Urshifu. I don't get why they just make another Pokemon that is of a different number. Which feels bad. Okay, that aside. Sorry, a lot of sidetracking. But I've been talking for an hour, so I am allowed to sidetrack a little bit. So with that, Iron Hands I want to protect as much, probably with the Rillaboom. And my Raging Bolt is good against Torn, it's good against probably only Torn now that it is not very good against all the other ones. And it does have pretty neutral matchup. Not a lot of things can hit the Raging Bolt because it doesn't have any ground moves, doesn't have any dragon moves, doesn't have any ice moves. I think there is a point where if I Fairy Terra, I think I Fairy Terra because I wanted to. Why did I Fairy Terra? There probably was no reason for me to Fairy Terra here. Right? Oops. Sorry. Someone was trying to tell me that there is a fix. If I keep scrolling down into 800, Ultra Necrozma, Shifu, Shifu. Oh, it is the right. I did change it to the right one though. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to read what they are saying about the Urshifu changes. 200 move usage started to counting incorrectly after. Okay. Oh, that's okay. No, that's not it. That's not what I'm talking about. Sorry. Oh no, I fixed the icons. It just seems that it doesn't recognize the difference in showdown replays and just post everything as Urshifu Rapid Strike. Right? Actually, yeah. Only in the replays page, but on game by game page is showing correct. Urshifu. Oh. Into it's showing the correct one in one column and then it's not showing the right one in the other column. I feel like that's even more difficult to do. That's like even more difficult to mess up like that. Don't you guys think so? Alright, well, that aside. Sorry. Upon why did I Fairy Terra here? There was no reason for me to Fairy Terra. Okay, brought these 4. Brought Raging Bull because not a lot can threaten RB in this matchup. And Urshifu has good coverage against her Flame and the Ursa. Her Flame to cover. I don't know why I try to cover for Ursa. Yeah. Maybe that was a little bit redundant. Flutter Mane covers Iron Hands. And Hirsch. So I have good matchup against Urshifu. Thinking like if it ends up being dark. No water type, so may can think it could be water Ursh. I mean, Ursh singles. I don't know how to. Just do water Ursh. But in team with Giraffe and Iron Hand, and Ursa Blood Moon, it seems pretty common to have Dark Ursh instead. Or like a Indeedee, like like the Psy Spam also runs a lot of Dark Ursh. Um, that also runs Water Ursh. I hate Urshifu. It makes it just so confusing what Ursh it is. Um, okay, so it covers for Ursh. So what does Heartflame actually do that doesn't and nothing else accomplishes? Um, if I brought in the Urshifu, it would have it would have because right now Heartflame covers only Ursa. To be honest, yes, Urshifu has pretty bad defensive matchup against it, but it can one hit probably Ursaluna. It can probably do a lot of damage to Ogerpon. So actually, Ursh may have been a better bring than Heartflame. Rillaboom covers for Ursa matchup already. Right, Rillaboom matchup. Oh right, I didn't even bring the Urshifu. I don't know why I did that. Rilla has good coverage against the Ursh, Water, and Ursa. Heartflame to cover for Ursa again, which ends up being the redundant one. So definitely instead of bringing the Heartflame, I would have brought the Urshifu. Not that Heartflame didn't do much in this matchup, because I would bring all the aggro into the Raging Bolt and then Heartflame just, despite the wrong despite the wrong decision, maybe Heartflame ended up doing a lot of damage. Maybe because he ended up not bringing the Torn, and if the Torn wasn't there, it actually is pretty good against the everything else in this matchup. Sorry, he asked me to send a read-only version of this. Sure, that's fine. I can. Yep. Of the passers, because there seems to be like a little bit wrong thing on the passers. So the maker of this is trying to help me out, which is nice. He's a very nice person. Thanks for looking into this. Okay, so turn one. So that explains why I brought what I brought, which is a lot. Turn 1. So, well, Iron Hands is fake out. Always remember Iron Hands has fake out. Can't really prevent a Trick Room from going off. So I raid because I don't have taunt. I wanted to kill the Iron Hands, ended up not dying. Trick Room goes off. Double protect to stall the Trick Room a little bit, and also I wanted to fish out whether Iron Hands a Heavy Slam, because then it's pretty weak against it. See, Heavy Slam is there, Dazzling Gleam is there. Oh, maybe I Fairy... Oh, okay, I Fairy Terra to protect it against the Dazzling Gleam, which probably would have done a lot of damage. Right? Fairy Terra, Heavy Slam goes in, does get resisted. Dazzling Gleam does about 12%. It is also neutral, so I would have been done about 24% if I wasn't resisting it. Which actually is pretty irrelevant. The Fairy Terra on Raging Bolt doesn't accomplish much with low damage on Fragera, but I was able to leverage this to force either Heavy Slam or Wild Charge into my Raging Bolt. Instead, leaves my Heartflame to do free damage, in this case at least. Helping Hand, Wild Charge, gets protected. I don't know why, maybe he just wanted to die. Ivy Cudgel kills the hands. Ursaluna Blood Moon. Could have Grassy Glided. I think I Spiky Shield. Yeah, because of the Trick Room. That does a lot of damage. Helping Hand. Now that I am... now it's out of Trick Room. It's forced to Trick Room more or less. And then I thought he would decide to protect himself. He does have Life Orb, right? That's why if he protects and I double up into Ursaluna, it's bad. So I wanted to just kill off the Farigiraf because probably is gonna try to set up Trick Room. Kill that. Hyper Voice lets both of them die. So if I didn't protect my Ogre Pawn, if I didn't Spiky Shield, it would have been pretty bad. A lot of damage on Ursaluna. And then now I try to Dark Ursh. I want to protect the Flutter Mane as much as possible. So I think it detected it. Yeah, Thunderwave Ursaluna to probably get off Calm Mind to reduce the damage. Still does a lot of damage. At least it can live. So now it's in Sucker Punch range, so I'm trying to leverage that as well. Thunderwave into Urshifu misses. Calm Mind again because it's not going to die to another one. And I do get a very crucial... Is it very crucial? I did get a full para here. So I did protect... Probably Dragon Pulse to kill. I'll be 30%, 30%. With the Flutter Mane gone. Thunderclap kills. Okay, so actually but it did not affect the game, but it would definitely affected my mentality if Flutter Mane ended up dying and I am forced to 1v2. Oh no, yeah, never mind. No. It does affect the game. They get full para, which allowed Ursh to live, right? Oh no, it would have killed the Flutter Mane, and then I would have Dragon Pulse to kill. Oh no, yeah. They get full para. Allow me to not take damage from Ursh Sucker Punch, which could actually kill me with 2 more hyper voices. So is there a way to avoid that situation? There was a way to avoid I could have protected, I could have. So instead of using this, I protect. Instead of Calm Mind, I would just attack straight into the Urshifu, right? With Dragon Pulse. So what is important is that going to kill if I am only +1, not a +2? Pardon. There you go. Dragon Pulse. How much into special attack? 108. 108. Modest. +1. There's that. I do Fairy Terra. So I lose the stab bonus. Let's say that I just lose the stab bonus. Right? Because that 35, I'll just, no. What, does it not resist or anything? Yeah, 23, yep, there's that, that's good. And then I go with, here you go, it's probably 4, probably none here, and then it does 75%. Right, if I fairy, if I did +2. Oh wow, is that true? That I only kill? Wait, if I Terra into different type, do I lose that? Wait, what? Oh wow, and then they gain new. It is busted, so I keep my stab, but I am a different. Okay, then if I am +1, I kill it 75% of the time. So if I'm going, do I rely on 25%? Do I rely on 75%? I definitely rely on 75%, and then kill Dragon Pulse there, right? And then protect. Take a little bit more damage. May have to Dragon Pulse again if it didn't die. And then probably double protect the fail. And if it dies, it dies. If it doesn't die, but then if I'm not +2 on the defense, like you lose about 41%. So I would have been 2 hits, so I would have lost. So it's either that I win better, and also if it was defensively trained, I wouldn't have won. Better play would be to rely on 75% chance to Oko or Shifu with Dragon Pulse +1. Protect. And protect Flutter Mane instead of trying to Thunder Wave. Again. Better odds than relying on full para chance. Would have lost the game if Urshifu, if Ursaluna. I cannot type full para. Okay. So even in the game, I won because I am lucky, right? And I won because I took the wrong line. Yeah, I took the wrong line. What happens after is who knows, but I definitely did the wrong thing, but I didn't get punished for it because I got lucky with the full para. With the Ursaluna, I did not need to fully paralyze. I did not need to paralyze your Shifu. It really didn't do much. I only clicked it because I wanted to avoid the sucker punch that is coming. That is most likely going to kill me. So there's that. Even in the games that you win, you make a big mistake and you rely on the worst odds possible. So these are the type of things that hopefully make me into a better player, slowly by little by little, right? So always thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I think next week more Neo's gonna come. I really like the game. I know it might be hurts a little bit to watch, but really fun for me. All right, thank you, and I will see you in the next battle. Bye bye.